Barcelona SAE helped me significantly through the troubling times I had with my housing during the semester. Their knowledge, understanding, and willingness to listen and provide feedback taught me a lot about the ways to handle situations that might arise for other students in similar situations. The experiences I have had with my host family have helped to make me a more understanding person when it comes to others dealing with similar situations. I think this experience in Barcelona would help me provide support and assistance to students over the summer who may be dealing with difficulties, and I would be very knowledgeable about the right ways to approach a situation like this. In general, I have a team-first attitude. I exhibited this greatly through being captain of my school's cross-country team. When you're a captain, your individual needs come second to the needs of the greater whole. I'm very familiar with this and completely comfortable with it. I will also contribute to the SAE team by adding to the positive vibe. The most important part of working together as a team is making sure that everyone, including yourself, is happy and feels good about what they're doing. This happiness and comfort is what eventually leads teams to succeed. I've also aided in doing this with my cross-country team, as I told Alba and Chelsea in my second interview, when I worked with my team to combat the anorexia that was spreading. Through my efforts and the efforts of my teammates, we were able to make it to nationals, which was really cool. My knowledge and experience in the program can also provide unique insight into the experiences of students and help me in assisting them. Regardless of how far into the semester it is, I'll first listen to the student and be empathetic to what they're saying. It's extremely important in these situations, as I've learned through being captain of a cross-country team, to hear out everything that someone is saying so you can fully understand the scope of their feelings. There could be something underlying that's making them more homesick, and this insight can help you give better advice. Once I hear them out, I'll ask if there's anything specific that's going on that makes them want to go home, and give them my advice using my personal experience with homesickness and also my experiences from being captain and working with first-year students. I would first ask them if they're using FaceTime and frequently talking to friends and family. I will recommend as well that they keep a detailed journal that they write in at least every week to catalog feelings and experiences. I would also tell them to give themselves time to adjust and try to focus on the experiences they're currently having, not the ones they're missing. A huge part of homesickness comes from too much thinking about the place that you miss. I'll tell them if they still feel this way after a month or 6 weeks, then we'll consider discussing it with parents or providers. For the second situation, I first want to ask to hear the entire situation, what the problems are, how the individual has tried to cope with the problems, and if there are any factors that are making the situation potentially dangerous for either roommate. Next, I'll suggest some different tactics to try to make the situation better. The first would be communication. If the roommates can communicate honestly and openly about the problems they're having, they can probably work through them. Also, if the roommate is the problem, I'll recommend a few strategies to avoid the roommate without being obvious. I'll also suggest strategies to work on for the individual so they're not affected by whatever the roommate says. I'll recommend strategies for coping first, check in often, and if things don't get better within 3 weeks minimum, then we'll move forward with extracting them from the situation.